Doo 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 doo.
Ooh.
That's the angle. Doo
Ooh,
doo.
what?
Doo doo. That's the podcast.
When Tekashi got out,
He didn't get
Didn't
out.
he just got out and then he got back in?
I mean, I mean, he's not out, but I think that they gave him 2 years. He already served 13, and then he has 11 months. But then he'll get out on good probation because on the feds, you ain't got to serve 85% of your fucking time.
Sure.
So he'll get out 2020.
Yeah, he got out in the summertime and shit.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so excited for him to get out. He was so entertaining.
He was.
Like,
I mean, none of those artists who were on, or all of those artists who are on his level, are entertainers.
Yeah.
It's that supersedes art. That's its own realm.
Like all the
yeah.
gangsters are like, oh, he's a snitch, but everyone else who's not a gangster is like, this guy was hilarious.
Yeah.
His music made me turn
Right.
up.
Everybody wants to just see what happens.
But like,
You know.
I just want to know what he's cooking up. Like, what is he gonna say when he gets out? Like, what do you say?
He's
after
probably gonna be
this?
like, I'm a changed man. I read Revelations in the back of the Bible. Just go out, just like starts working with Kanye. You know
Yo,
what
I
mean?
swear to God, he's gonna get out and be like, fuck y'all.
I always hated y'all.
like I feel like he's cooking up the most masterful like thing to say. Like he's. Like,
I mean, he's got to be. Man. He
like
better be.
Tekashi's got to be cooking up something great because like to come back after that, like he left right when he dropped his album.
Yeah.
You remember that he left when the album dropped.
Who?
Tekashi, he went to jail and so they just
And that was
dropped. They
actually
just dropped
good.
the album.
That was a good album.
Did you listen to his album?
Yeah, it's great.
It's not like
You were riding around to it?
no.
I mean, I was turning
see,
up.
I'm not bumping that
Right,
shit.
That's the question.
Yeah.
That's what I want to ask you.
Right.
Are you bumping that?
Nah, but if it comes on the fucking radio in the club, like, I mean, I'm gonna get hyped.
Whenever I was
you
trying
know?
to turn up, I put it on. And I
Yeah.
was like, Fifi, shit.
Like,
But
the
you-
only time that song would feel good, like bumping that shit, is like in a white Lamborghini with the top down. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
he
you have
was
to be
the most
stunned.
entertaining guy on Instagram. Like that shit
Yeah.
was hilarious. Like watching his life and watching his.
Nah,
he
he's
takes-
definitely better than Trippie Redd. Cause like Trippie Redd,
I mean, he was.
he's a fucking bitch, man.
Yeah, I mean, but 6ix9ine was hits off hits.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I used to fuck with Trippie Redd, and I didn't like.
Oh,
that dude.
really?
But now it's like the opposite. Cause like, I mean, I just know that Trippie Redd doesn't write any of his stuff. Like,
damn,
I feel like most of it is just created.
he does a little weird, don't he?
A
Yeah.
little weird. A little bit.
Nah.
That motherfucker looks
Kind of like troll looking dude. Like,
Motherfucker weirdo.
ooh, how's that crispy audio?
Sounds good.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
love the sound of my own voice.
I mean, you have to by now.
Yeah, at this point, it's
You know?
like I've gotten used to it.
It's like that's one of the most difficult things that like surpass. It's just like getting used to your own sound, your own vibration, like what you create, and liking it too. You know,
Yeah, a lot of people can't get used to their own voice.
that's what stopped me. I was doing a radio show with Gab, and like, you know, I would just try to talk. I would do my thing, and it was dope. But like when you listen to it again, you know the information that's gonna relay, but the other people on the other side have no clue what you're gonna say. You know what I mean? So it's like I just have to kind of step around that shit and.
It's not for everyone. I think at the same time, it's not for everyone.
But also, like, with the mics, when the audio is nice, like, this shit is dope.
Yeah, like it's in your
sounds-
headphones
yeah.
right now. It sounds real
Sounds great,
crisp. Like
yeah.
you're like, ooh yeah.
I think it just needs to be, like, the right equipment, or at least.
Dude, I think the headphones make a big difference
True.
because I feel more locked in with you.
Yeah.
Like, especially in this studio, because all these like crackheads outside, like you hear all that shit. You hear the weird vibrations of like your voice bouncing in the room. But with these like noise canceling headphones, like these are expensive headphones. Like I bought those headphones like specifically for season 2 of this podcast.
Oh, damn.
Those are like $100 headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I got them because they lock you in. Like you feel like you can like I'm in your ear, and so you pay attention. But hold up. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of That's the Angle. This isn't an interview. I am sitting here with one of my great friends, Trent Barra, shut the whole name, and he is the man who I collaborated with to make Create Your Fate exhibition, man. And we got to get a cheers for this because
Cheers.
it is Wednesday and the show is on Friday, and we are so fucking nervous and stressed about this thing, and we are trying to be cool right now, but like we're here to talk about it because this is like the moment before the moment. Like this is the moment that I'm excited, but I'm also really nervous.
Yeah, because it's like you don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Like I just don't know what's gonna happen.
It's like we're standing at the shore.
Yeah.
The shoreline's receding. You're like,
know.
is this about to be a tsunami?
Do you feel like you've done all you could? Like, do you feel like you've like you?
I do.
Do you feel like you've done all you could for the show?
Yeah, for the first time, I feel like I put a lot of attention in what I had to do, at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like looking back, there isn't anything I'm like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. It's all felt like fate.
Yeah.
Your fate. You know what I mean? Like the whole show, Didn't really. It's funny because we didn't really plan it. It kind of like we just wanted to do a shoot together.
Mm-hmm.
The story fell
Just
into
pull
place.
the mic a little closer.
Shit, sorry.
You can pull the mic into you. Just pull the whole thing into you.
Yeah. But everything just fell into place.
It did. It really did. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that we went there to get like one frame. We went there, but then we were kind of like, why don't we shoot
I don't
more?
even remember what we were originally.
Dude,
even
I'll tell you.
did.
So the whole thing started with the picture that's our master work,
Mm-hmm.
who my friend Henry's building the frame for.
Oh shit! Oh, nice, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should worry
It's a
about
36 by 48 photo that's gonna be on display at the show. And yeah, I don't know why I keep looking. It's fuck the camera. It's because we're not in an interview. I can like look at the camera now, you know.
Yeah.
But that was like the initial idea. Was just that idea. I was like, you're trying to have this idea. I want you to be part of it. But then we were like, if we're gonna drive all this way and do this, why don't we just do more? And then we came up with like the whole like costume and dress. And this thing can move too if you want. Like we came up with the whole costume and dress, and we were like, all right, this is the main photo. But then we kind of just got there and came up with everything else.
Mhm. Yeah, it just built up on top of itself.
Yeah, it created
Yeah.
itself while we were there.
Yeah, create your fate. You know what I mean?
Right? And so it's like,
Yeah.
and since then, it was like 6 months of like radio silence from us. Like we
Yeah.
just didn't even work on
We're
it.
just living life.
I mean, like we knew what it was, but we like weren't putting everything into it.
Yeah.
But then in the last 6 months, things got really real. And I posted on Instagram. I was like, all right, it's happening.
Yeah, it was you that you just went ahead and just posted it.
Yeah, and you were like,
Yeah.
you know what this means, man, right? And I was like,
We have to
you're
start.
like, this means we have to start it. And
Yeah.
I was like, you're fucking right.
Yeah.
And so I went on the journey because I'm in DC and you're in New York,
Yep.
where I'm like, I got to make this happen. What do I do? What's the venue? And I had went through a couple venues. I almost locked in a venue that wouldn't have felt right. But then this venue, the Cheshire that we're going to be at, felt so right. It was perfect. I went to an event there and I was like, and it's a brand new space. I was like, this, it called to me. I was like, this is a space where it feels like if you do a show here, it's a different magnitude and different scale. And I fucking made it happen. And then all of a sudden here we are, like we talked about merch, everything. And now it's 2 days before the show.
Yeah.
And we're literally setting up tomorrow.
Insane. And I remember the car ride there, we were just thinking about like where we could show it and even if we would show it,
Yeah.
you know? And a complete year later, like a whole year later, exactly a year.
Yeah, exactly
is
a year.
when we're having the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's just a testament to prove that like in life, you don't have to worry about getting like the biggest goal dream because everything is always working its way there anyways.
Yeah.
You know, you're always working on these little tiny steps to kind of get there and shit.
But there were so many tiny steps we took to get us there. Like we made you made that pitch deck, and the pitch deck got us a
Yeah.
sponsor
Yep.
that gave us money that really helped us out, you know, and then the caterer didn't want any money up front, which is amazing. She just takes a percentage and we get a percentage. And then we came up with a whole merchandise line and we were so goal driven on that. And then we shrunk it down because like that
Yeah.
costs a lot of money. And then like, it's just so crazy how many just serendipitous moments there have been like during this journey.
It's like if this shit doesn't blow up, you know, like what was all this for? And
Yeah.
you know, when you get all the green lights in life, I think that's when it's time, you know.
The green hair in life too.
True.
Trent has green hair if you're listening right now. He's got like neon green hair. It's pretty
Yeah,
tight.
I went back to green. I got ready this morning. I'm fresh in from New York.
Oh yeah, you just got in.
Dope.
Yeah.
I just got in. I took the bus. I was riding the bus all day. So you boys got bus sweat. I don't know. What that
Oh, like
means,
the
but-
bus funk.
Yeah.
The bus
That
musk.
sounds somewhat. It sounds so bad, but it's really not that bad. I mean, I smell pretty good, but
Yeah.
yeah, just that feeling when you've been on a bus all day.
From New York City.
Yeah. But shit's dope, man. I'm really excited. Like, I love that I'm able to be in New York, but also come back because I grew up in Virginia. I skateboarded all throughout DC, you know, with my friends and stuff. I'd catch rides out here. So it's really tight that one of my first big exhibitions is in DC.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a nice homecoming. I get to visit with family. So, I mean, it's just so cool that on one level, you know, we're doing like a service, creating a show for these people that they're going to come to. But on a whole other level, it's like just a celebration for how far we've gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's like we've both become full-time artists since that we shot this. Like we
Yeah.
both really like, blossomed to our own careers. Like I moved to DC, you moved to like since then you've moved to New York,
Yeah.
I've moved to DC.
Yeah, I remember that because we linked in Lake Ridge.
Yeah, like yeah.
And then we left to go to DC.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's like so much has changed in 1 year. Now here we are back together, like about to do something that we hope is monumental and just an overall great night.
Yeah, for sure.
We're just hoping a lot of people come out.
I mean, I think it's going to be amazing, you know, and something like this, I think just needs to be kind of annual, you know, so maybe we can do it every year.
I think we could. I know for amount of events production wise,
Yeah.
we could, because this was the hardest event I've ever produced in my life. Like,
True.
Like figuring all this out,
You
out.
crushed it, dog.
Like figuring
you
out.
came through for real.
Did you ever doubt me at some point? Was there a moment where you're like baked and you're like, is he really gonna pull
Before
this shit off?
before the marketing, before we found out that we were even going to be in a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of tough to believe that we were going to do all this, you know, because I've made plans with people in the past, and you know, I just know how things go. It's not a matter of like the person not being capable. I just know that like everybody's dealing with their own life, and you know, and you know, it's hard to sync things up, and when things work out in life, I think people fail to explain that there is this extra element to it that kind of like caters it to be, you know, caters it into being. So everything's not just on me. It's about if it's aligned in the stars, if it's gonna work out, if it's fate, you know.
I think on both ends this wouldn't have worked if either of us didn't pull our weight. Like if I didn't do the groundwork to make everything happen, but if also I didn't have you as like an amazing graphic designer and collaborative partner, like nothing, it wouldn't have existed either way. It's such like an even 50-50 split of duties for what it is, you know?
And it also taught me where I can place some of my talents in different spaces that can like that can work for me financially. You know, because as creatives, we're communicating through imagery, which is literally just graphic design. And graphic design, I think, is the future of architecture, because everything's becoming like all digital. So learning these softwares, how to create spaces where people can buy online, that's the new building, you know, that's the new world, I guess you could say. So yeah, I don't know, it's pretty cool. I got to see a whole other side of where I can place that creative energy.
Yeah, I mean, I think like from my aspect, it was like what it really takes to produce a larger scale event.
Yeah.
And which was something I always looked at from a distance. Like, what does it take to get merch done? How do I get merch done? How do I lock in a venue? How do I get a full bar? How do I
Get a sponsor.
How do I manage the thing? And it's like, you want a sponsor, you need a fat pitch deck.
Yep.
You want to get a bar, you got to go through a catering service.
Yep.
You want merchandise? Well, hopefully you better find someone local, or else you got to drop ship it from online. Yep. You want a space? Well, you better be prepared to pay out the wazoo or connect with someone like how we did.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's been like, oh, I can produce events. Like, it's more obtainable than I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just literally about just getting that voice on the inside, just literally just bringing that shit out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how different would your life be? I mean, not you, just in general, but how different would your life be if you actually just lived by how you felt, you know, versus like your, the expectations that are kind of like put upon you. You actually posted something on your story today. I think it was Gary Vee.
Yeah, you saw that clip?
Mm-hmm. And the dude was basing his life. Basically, the kid was like wanting to be an artist, and his parents were just like not really about it. They wanted him to be like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. And he was just like, I don't want to let my mom down. And Gary Vee was just like, do you love your mom, or do you want to love your mom, or do you want to hate your mom? And it's like, if you want to love your mom, do what you love, and you know, short term, cut it off, or you know, face the fire. You know.
Yeah, he was saying that like, if you love your mom, then you will do what you want to do. If you hate your mom, then you'll do what she wants to, because in the long run, you will end up hating your mom if you do what she wants you to do, because she's just playing defense for you, and she just wants what's best for you. But if you know you want to be an artist, you have to pursue it and disappoint her short term, so long term you will love each other.
Straight up. Yeah.
That's powerful.
It is. I mean, it can save somebody 20, 30 years, you know what I mean? Just like really just doing what they care about.
What I think is really interesting is that like a year ago when we planned this out, we knew that we were going to do this.
Yeah.
But I never knew that I wanted to get into events. Like,
Me neither.
Like I never
Yeah.
knew that I wanted to like produce more events, and it's like it literally feels like a calling. Like I want to do this.
Yeah. And it's the next step.
It feels like it.
Yeah, because when you create and you're an artist, you have this like kind of ego about it. Like you need people to see what you can create, and then once you kind of move past that state and you're okay with yourself and you're confident in what you create, I feel like you move into a state of creating spaces, and that's even bigger. You
It's
know,
interesting.
like curation, even. You know,
Yeah.
like building. Bringing people together.
Bringing people together, the art of bringing
Yeah.
people together.
Yeah. Cause like dog, like I'll never forget this. Like it redefined creating for me. I went to one of Tyler the Creator's concerts when he was in DC. And I was really hyped. I got this jacket actually behind me.
Sick jacket, dude.
And I was in the crowd just looking at him like on stage, and just the stage control that he had. You know, like the stage presence. Like we were all in sync singing the songs. Like he was moving the crowd.
Like you were hanging on his words. Kinda.
Exactly. You know, and we were anticipating everything he was gonna do. So it was just so much more than just being on stage and just saying, "Look at me." You know, it was like, look at this energy. Like look at you. Look at all of us. You know, like coming together to create like one sound. You know, it's fucking powerful, man.
I feel like what we're trying to do is more than just like art on a wall.
Right.
Like I really feel that. Like at first it starts that, but we've kind of manifested into something more. Like we're trying to provide an experience, which is why we have drinks and libations so you can loosen up a little bit. Why we have dancing so you can get out of your shell. And I need to share this with you. I did a photo shoot with this girl last night who we've been friends with on Instagram for a while, but she finally came back to the States and we did a shoot. And it was cool. She was like super nice, like an amazing person. But she's like super like into salsa dancing, and like halfway through the shoot, she starts salsa dancing. She starts like teaching me how to salsa dancing, and it was so fun, and it was so like refreshing.
Yeah.
And afterwards, like I like loosened up, and I kind of fell out of my shell, and I had the realization. I was like, I feel like that's the point of dancing is like, and that's what point of music is to break you out
Literally
of your shell.
break you out of
yeah,
the energetic like.
to break you out of this
stillness.
like that stillness of your framework. That's like. Stay in here. Don't express. But when she finally got me to like try to move my hips or like teach me the moves, I felt really liberated in a sense.
Yeah.
And so in a sense, it's like, it's not just art. It's like you bring the music. So hopefully it can make people feel different because we're going to be playing like techno house music. Like that's different than what everyone plays in this area.
Yeah.
Everyone plays rap or top 40s friendly songs. We're playing something that's going to make some people unhappy. Like we're playing things and we're depending on the curation of our DJs to like, we're playing things that is not normal for people. So it's going to be abnormal art, abnormal music.
Yeah.
Like, and I just feel like it's going to take people in a different element in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, you know, when you think about what creativity is, it's literally just taking you out of like the normal state. Like creativity is just what ascends humanity or like just what you expect, you know? So yeah, like creating these multi-dimensional, multi-layered events is like helping people on more levels than just having fun.
Yeah. Well, it's not just music, DJs, and art. It's like we also have like a couple installation pieces we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Which provides more of an interaction.
Exactly. Yeah. Like an experience. Yeah. Which once again, like we didn't even plan.
Yeah, we just kind of came up with.
Yeah,
Like,
it
what
just-
else can we do to fill out this thing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which has been working. I mean, we're going to do the writing wall. And then we're going to do the the display of the behind the scenes on this really cool like TV display.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. We'll see how that one pans out. But the BTS will be shown somehow. But yeah. And so, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I always try to think about it like from an outsider's perspective. Like, if I was to attend this event, how would I feel about it?
Right. Yeah. I don't think, and it's tough. Like, I don't think you ever will even since it created it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Something I've like felt from, I create books, the human books.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna plug that real quick.
Yeah, you need to plug that shit. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Human Books. What's that whole website?
Humanbookseries.com is where you can find the website. You can find me at Trentbar, TRENTBAR on Instagram.
Nice.
It'll link you to there. But Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Talking about creating and setting about the book series and creating experiences and how the experience that we're trying to create an experience for people, something like that.
Yeah. Anyways, we can skip over it. But the books are actually channeled artwork. It's like where so I basically just create artwork all year and then I muster it together. And at the end of the year, I create a story with the pieces, and I see that like pieces that were at the last made are sometimes the beginning of the story, and that there's really no time in this like imaginative space. So yeah, it's just like books filled with poetry and art about like life and reality and shit.
No, and the
So,
books are sick. I think the books are super entertaining. Like visually, it's really cool, and I can't wait to see it tomorrow. I haven't even seen it. I've seen there's so many abstracts from it, but we were talking about like you create something and you really don't know what it is, like being an outsider looking
Right.
in.
Yes.
Like being an outsider
Yes.
looking in
That's where
at
we
like
were.
the experience.
We're back, baby.
Boom.
Yeah, so the first time I created, or when I created the first book, that was kind of what I experienced. Is like, I just literally didn't even know how to feel about it,
Yeah.
you know, and that's kind of when I knew that was the best art that you can create. Is when it's like so foreign that you don't even know how to feel about it. Like, is it even you who made it? It's not
Yeah.
even you to judge it, let alone because it's just anything created is channeled from somewhere,
What were you thinking when you were creating the pieces for this show? Because, I took the photos and it was up to you to sort of put your graphic design touch on these photos that we created for that. Like, what were you thinking in that process?
Well, in those moments, I tried not to think when I'm creating, and like I pull from the lighting, the mood, the vibe. So like because I was the character in the actual photo, I think it helped that like I had the experience, and then I also got to look at the photo and just draw over top of it. So I do these things called soul drawings. I'll take somebody's photo and I'll draw on top of their face or a picture of them, and it'll kind of just like reveal symbols that I kind of read, and then I do sort of like reading about somebody's soul, and sometimes gifts will pop up, like psychic gifts. Sometimes like their spirit animals will pop up. Like, I don't know, it really just depends. But anyways, I think I have this ability to kind of feel the mood of like whatever stagnant image is in front of me, and then I can just like pull more from it. And so that's what really helped me create these pieces, was looking at the lighting, imagining what feeling it would have, and just creating, just going. you know?
I agree. I think you being the subject of it is actually very important, because if it was someone else, they might you might not be able.
We
they might have-
originally had a model. Remember?
we did.
Yes, we had like 3 models we were looking at.
It was very last
nothing
minute
worked
too,
out.
and nothing worked out because it
Nothing
was like
worked
a
out.
cold, rainy day, and no one
Yeah.
wanted to come out.
Yeah. And you're like, you gotta do it, dog. And I was like, okay.
I mean, that's essentially what it was. But I'm glad we did it, because I think you played the part
completely,
super well. Like I think that's the best. You trying to pass that wine over here? Gotcha. Yeah, like I think. Yeah, I definitely think it worked out better. But I mean, dude, like the mood of that day that we shot was so insane. Like
know,
you couldn't
man.
have described a worse day to do a photo with someone with a gun to their head. Like I mean, it was a cold, rainy day.
That's the thing. I look at it and like, well, the thing is, in that space, like, it was when I literally just quit my job, and I had no income. I had nothing coming in. So
Really? Wow.
I had everything to lose, basically, or nothing to lose, I guess you could say. And
I didn't even know that.
yeah, so it was real feelings, which was crazy. And like, I look at the footage and I'm just like, damn, like I was in a different state, a different mindset, all of that. And like, it's just interesting.
I mean, we were both at pretty interesting points at that point. Like,
Yeah.
I think I had done my first exhibition. I hadn't even done my second one at that point. I shot a whole exhibition after that. Like my second exhibition was after that.
Damn.
And so it's so interesting that you were at a point where like it was like a very like crucial part of your journey.
Yeah.
And I was at a part of my journey that I don't think was nearly as heavy as yours, but in a way, the title of the show is such like an impetus for what all of this symbolizes.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I think there's so much symbolism and connectiveness for all of this. Like for you, it was perhaps the killing of, this is my it's like the killing of like your old self and going
Yeah.
to this creating
Right.
your fate literally of like your next forthcoming destiny. And and for me, it kind of feels like creating my fate of like putting on shows and creating this new version of myself where I'm trying to try something new and create, and we're both really trying to create that thing that we want to be in the future,
Yeah.
which is your fate.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
And the original name of the show wasn't Create Your
It
Fate, was
wasn't,
it? You and
no.
Gabby came up with that,
I think, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was the original name of the show?
It was,
I don't remember.
Art commentates on bad things.
Yeah, too wordy.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I think it's a good way to kind of put it, you know, because it's like something solid. It's like a solid thing to say, and then you think about it, and there's multiple ways you can kind of see that, you know. But yeah, anyways, the whole execution was just kind of incredible, and being in the school was over 100 years old.
Yeah.
When we walked in, there was a banner that literally said "Class of 1904."
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like
That means the school's way older than that.
yeah. So whatever vibe the show has, I feel like was pulled from like that eerie kind of rainy day.
It really was.
You
Because
know?
that was a bright day. It wouldn't have made sense. I think the photos would have came out different. I think we would have done something different.
Yeah, and it's almost like the story was like, I actually have a poem that talks about how art is really just seeds of stories that are meant to be left behind to grow into trees and be stories when we leave. So like us going there, it's kind of cool because like we got a chance to tell whatever story that the energy of that building had.
We did tell a story. Like we kind of laid it out as a story. We shot it
Yeah.
in like a sequential order where we were like, this is this, this is like this speech someone's giving. And then all of a sudden he like creatively shoots up the school or something like that.
Yeah.
And like talk about a time to show stuff that might be a commentary on school shootings.
I know, right?
I really am not that nervous about that as I am about people coming, but I
That's
just
such a Scorpio answer.
but like I know that like basics are gonna, that's their first thing. And
Yeah,
like I'm already anticipating the moment when someone comes up to me and they go, is this about school shootings? And I'm gonna say it's whatever you want it to be.
Right, exactly. And I was nervous at first, and like I felt like we needed to get like a school shooting like sponsor, like make
I
it
felt that
all
way
about
too,
it.
yeah.
But like it doesn't have to be, you know? Like we all experience dark moments in our life.
Yeah.
And who's to say that somebody's dark moment is, you know, is worse than mine, you know, or worse than yours? Like we all feel the tug, and that's just the balance of life. And something that I created, I think we'll put it in the show, but it's like all acts of darkness really just point out where light needs to go. So it's like on our level of reality, we see like these things going down in a school, and it's like all these kids died, like they did. But on another level, something slightly above that, you could see it as spiritual beings having a human experience. And since time and these things don't exist, it flows in a way that delivers something bigger, you know, like their death was justified by something more, fate, you know? So yeah. And that's like the deep core, I feel like, vibe of like this collection.
Yeah, I think me and you both have different takes on it. You know, I think we
Exactly.
I think we
That's
created
the
it in a
cool
like
part.
mind, but I think we both have different takes. Like I think that's your take, and I think my take on it is like this is like the creative awakening, or like creating your fate. It's like it's the creative liberation at a time in your life when like that story you mentioned of the kid talking to Gary Vee. I'm sure he wants to metaphorically blow his brains out because he's artistically like he wants to expand his creative mind
and wants to escape the human world.
yeah, and
you
that's
know?
and that's what our
Yeah.
and that's what our main image talk is. Our main image isn't someone killing themselves, someone killing and awakening their creative themselves.
Right.
It's like it's what they're doing is
Rediscovery.
the opposite of what's going on. And so it's like there's these layers to the works where it's like you might just see nice colors and great art and crazy things, but then you might say, wait a minute, is this? And say, wait a minute, what does this really mean?
Right.
You know, and I think it's very digestible on a lot of levels, but for me, that's what it is. It's very much like the killing of your basic self, or in the easiest way possible to understand, and then awakening your creative being and
Yeah.
and spreading your creativity and doing it. It just so happens that we just happen to use guns because
Yeah.
it's the easiest way to show that.
That was the symbol that humans created.
Yeah.
That's the you know, that's the machine.
I know.
Yeah, man. But that's really cool because I think anybody who goes to the show or everyone who goes to the show might pull something different from it, which is the most beautiful part about art. It's just how quantum and multidimensional it actually is.
Yeah, but the thing is that we have a very big space. So if it doesn't fill up, it will look empty.
I know.
That is the thing that we have created. I mean, we can section it off more if we really want to, but like...
I think once we set everything up and create the different spaces that we were looking to create, like it's going to be perfect.
I think so too.
And like you said, people are going to come and go. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to like 10 o'clock, dim down the lights,
Turn it into like
dance
a
party.
rave.
Yeah, start dancing.
I thought about this after salsa dancing last night. At like 11:05, I want to like play salsa music. I just want to play salsa music.
Yo, that's dope. I feel like she really inspired you.
I mean, this girl is fucking beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
inside and out, I was like, God, this person's
Amazing.
like a light. It's like a light. Like you meet someone who's very refreshing.
Yeah.
And like it was the first person that really got me out of my comfort zone and
was
like
able to.
make me dance. I don't.
Yeah.
I won't never fucking dance with someone, but a beautiful girl will make you dance. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
and like.
sure.
We had such a great time. It was honestly the weirdest photo shoot ever. It almost felt like it.
Are you in love?
I might
I
be.
think this man's in love.
I might be. Amir's not paying attention, thank God. No, but it was really cool. It was a refreshing experience. And she's
Yeah.
actually coming on Friday too.
Dope. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look for you guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I got a lot of girls coming on Friday. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Classic.
I think
That's
I invite like
classic
every
Bruce.
girl I've talked to on dating apps. I think I changed my Tinder profile plugging the exhibition. I was like,
create a Tinder profile, and the profile picture is just create your face.
no, it's me.
logo.
But in the bio, I put, hey, this is random, but I have a big exhibition on Friday, and even if you don't match with me, you should bring someone you match with on Tinder, and then thank me for wingmaning
Yo,
you.
that's amazing.
That's-
Tinder, where you at?
Yeah, right. Where's my Tinder sponsor?
Where's the sponsor?
Yeah.
We were looking for one more too.
Dude, one more would have been perfect.
I know. No, it's fine though. Like the fact that we were able to get one is just incredible. So,
Yeah. Should ask for more, but it's learning, right?
Yeah. Exactly. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, but like this shit. Look at me. I sound like I'm like 40.
Yeah.
Like gonna make a lot of mistakes, kid. But you know what? One day it's all gonna matter.
I always think about like Pasquale Rotella. He's a guy who produces Electric Daisy Carnival.
Oh,
and it
true.
started from very humble beginnings with him too, before he became one of the biggest shows on earth.
I mean Coachella. Yeah, all of them.
It all starts small.
Woodstock. Well, Woodstock was like a fucking freak of nature. What was that?
That was just some crazy.
You know what I
hippie
mean?
shit. I don't know what.
That was like
going
before
on.
the internet. That was before anything. Like these people were just literally.
Yeah, how did they
whispering.
spread that word?
That
Right?
was
How
like-
did Woodstock? Like that is insane.
That's where that came from. Like, how did they spread the word? They spread the fucking word.
Yeah, you want to talk about spreading where people were hyped. They were like, "Yo, we're
People
gonna go."
walked there. People left their hometowns that they haven't left in 20 years. They grew up in these hometowns that were like in the middle of nowhere. Just for this event for
I
music.
think it was worth it too.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm not saying just.
If someone comes up to me tomorrow and says they walked from like somewhere far to come to our show, I will literally give them free shit. I'm like, "You got it, bro."
like, dog, take my shoes, take my clothes.
Like, here, come to the merch table with me. I mean,
I'm gonna hook you up real quick.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna get you swagged up.
yeah. Let's talk about the merch real quick.
Yeah.
because we put a lot of work, if not
did.
more work, into the merch than we did into anything else.
Well, we put more work into taking off merch versus creating it.
True. Yeah, we had to whittle it down because financially.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. But we had a lot of ideas. But anyways, we have long sleeve shirts that are super dope.
Fire. Front and back.
All the products have our names on them and the name of the event, the date. So in reality, this is like it's more of an exclusive collector's item, for
I think so.
looking forward.
Like it'll live on past us because of these
Exactly.
items. Like the tote bag will live on, the buttons will live on,
Yeah.
the T-shirt. I don't give a fuck if it ends up in a Goodwill somewhere. Our name is
Right.
still on it, and someone will think it's tight and,
And
buy
somebody's
it.
gonna buy it, yeah. and
Like that
somebody's
is the
gonna rock
coolest
it.
feeling ever.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
someone will resell our shirt. Some vintage fuckhead will resell
Yeah,
our
there's
shirt
one person who will.
in 5 years for like double the price that we sold it for, and I'll be like, God damn it.
Yeah, I know. That's why we need to keep all of the merch. Actually, we're not selling any merch. We're gonna keep it.
No,
so
he's
we can
lying. We
upsell
spent.
it.
I need to make money, and we both need to make money. Our money back. So buy all the fucking merch. I ordered 5 extra shirts. By the way,
True.
some different sizes because I got one double XL because some person ordered it, so that's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then 3 XLs.
Dope. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, because I feel like there's some fat fucks probably gonna be coming. So
Damn, man.
I mean,
People-
XL's a common size. A lot
No,
of
it
dudes
is.
are
It is.
XL. Like most dad bods, like dudes in their 40s are XL. And some of my family's coming. I know some of your family's probably coming.
Yeah.
Is a distinctive taste your mom?
What?
Is that your mom's Instagram?
Which one?
I feel like what's your mom's Instagram?
It has like a bunch of pictures of her dog.
Do you know what the handle is?
I think it's Batmom.
Okay, okay. For a long time, I thought your mom was DMing me about the show, but it's not your mom. I figured it out today.
Who is it?
I don't know who it was. It's some fucking rando.
Oh, true.
I thought it was your mom. They're like, "How's the show going?" I was like, "Great," because I was like, "I don't want to talk to Trent's mom."
That's so funny.
I
That's
know.
hilarious. Nadia, my mom's coming through. Alice.
Yeah, my family's
Ding,
coming
ding,
through.
ding.
My mom, all the people coming through. Yeah, I feel like we put a lot of work into that merch. I'm very proud of it. I'm super proud of it.
I mean,
like,
I just think it's cool that it came to life. You know,
Yeah.
everything that we kind of imagined is just like slowly manifesting, and you know, it's just beautiful.
well, it's
cool.
like how a sculptor gets a piece of stone.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an idea and they whittle it down. And when in the process of whittling down, you discover new things. And that's kind of how we started with the show. It's a giant piece of stone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do an art show.
And we had
shot
no
it.
clue what we were doing, by the way.
What do you mean?
Well, we did because we've done shows before, but
Yeah.
as far as like you were saying, like we had a dream of having a show, but we didn't know what it took to actually make it happen. You know,
Yeah.
like step by step, what makes this thing happen,
Mm-hmm.
what makes it work. But yeah, no, you're right. And like along the way, you literally learn like, oh, like if I chisel this too tight, like it's gonna break. You know, like I'm trying to look for
Yeah.
longevity, and like along the way, you just make the right decisions.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
made some interesting. God damn, so fuck. It just sucks that the validation is how many people come to your event. Like because it's a one night
Yeah.
thing and it's not some gallery. It's essentially an art show we're putting on. It's not a gallery exhibition. It's an art show exhibition. We're creating experience around the art, which I think is the new way of showing your artwork. You have to create more than just a gallery experience. It has
Yeah.
to be a full blown experience.
And more than just Instagram. And that's like,
Yeah.
it brings a lot of stress actually to artists, you know, because they're trying to get their work out there. It might be amazing. But like something I've been realizing is like, I need a team. I need to work with people who will help me and, you know, help
Really?
me look at, because I've done everything on my own from, you know, the get. Cause like I got my design degree. I learned how to make books in school. So like I make my own books. I do everything myself. I create my own ads. But like, I actually got I started working with a new client named Lee Harris, and he does intuitive spiritual work like internationally. So I started working with this team, just doing like freelance design, and slowly I was like kind of like brought onto the team. And this past October, I went out to Costa Rica with them, and like being there with a group of people who were like-minded, like no matter what the fuck went down that week, and it was a crazy week. Like we were solid. We were a team, and like you were able to see that like you didn't have to be everything. You can do what you do best and like leave at the end of the day smiling, you know, and everybody else has everything else. So
I think that's why we worked out so well is because
Yeah.
we created a team.
Right.
Like you were the part that I can't do, I'm the part that you can't do. And I think that's why it works so perfectly.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
And like going forward, every event, you're gonna be my graphic designer, you're gonna be a part of it. Like
yo, you guys just watched me get a job. I got
yeah.
a job.
There we go.
Yeah, just got hired.
Fucking guys taking
we
my
get
money.
cheers?
Yeah, let's get cheers.
Great.
Yeah, cheers, Amir. Amir's off here to the side just chilling.
Hey.
Hey, oh wait, what?
The whole.
Oh shit.
Oh,
okay,
true.
Yeah. Yeah, all
Hey,
right.
look at that. A donation.
All right. Donate to the
A
starving
kind
artist.
donation. Great.
Thank you. But the team aspect's so hard because like I feel like for this it worked out perfectly, but I don't have anyone else I could call a team. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't afford to
Yeah.
team someone. Like it works out because
A
we
team isn't
collaborated
somebody
on
you
it.
pay, a team is a fee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a feeling.
like going forward, me and Amir are gonna do something, so that'll be a team. But you're still part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he
Yeah.
can't do graphic design for shit. I can't do graphic design for shit. But he can curate some dope fucking artists who are gonna be part of the show.
Yeah.
You know, and so like that's so much different. Like it's like you just bring on a essential part of your team. But yeah, I wish I had a publicist to reach out to places. I wish I had someone
know,
doing my
right?
Instagram and Facebook ads. Like I have 2 Instagram ads, separate ads running right now.
True.
I have the video, and then I have the flyer running, and then tomorrow I'm gonna just go hit the streets and just post up all the rest of the stuff I have. And I've done a lot of groundwork, dude. I spent the last like few weeks going out to places like events, so many events a week, like 3 or 4 events a week, handing out flyers, personally inviting people.
That's amazing. Like it really is. You know, like that's the best way to spread the word.
All right.
For real. Yeah.
See you, brother.
Wait.
Let me know about the TVs.
Wait, man. All right.
I really need to know.
I'll DM him.
Please do.
All right, man. I'll see y'all.
All right, brother.
Peace. Get easy.
See you on Friday.
Hey.
Yeah, and so it's like, what was I saying?
Don't ask me, man. I'm the worst person to ask.
Oh yeah, I should remember that shit.
I don't live by time.
That's the most stoner reply I've ever heard for not being able to remember shit in my life. Fucking.
Oh, you're talking about how you had 2 ads going
Yeah.
at once and all these things that you have to personally
Yeah, because
do.
like I believe that you shouldn't be marketing to people that fuck with you every day. You have to do outer marketing, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to hit the streets and personally invite people. It's like campaigning for politics, and then you have to like. I'm really curious about the people that watch my story that I see watch my story every fucking day that I know live in the area if they're gonna come out.
Yeah,
Because if they
right.
don't, I'm gonna
Feel like
fucking
you
block
know.
them. Yeah, like
You know
like
what's
like
good.
I shouldn't need to personally DM you to tell you about my show
Yeah.
because I know you saw my banner
Right.
story for the past week.
Yeah.
Like you know
Like,
about this
what
shit.
do I need to do? What do I need to do? Tell me what I need to do to convince you that this is gonna be a good show. You know.
Because I literally have people that have watched my story since my first exhibition who haven't come to my first or second exhibition
Yeah.
because they said I didn't invite them.
Damn.
And I'm like, you know what? You're not a real friend then. Because
yeah, right.
if-
A real friend would make the invitation. You know.
exactly, like
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to personally invite anyone.
Yeah.
If I fuck with you, you fuck with me, and I see it on your story,
Yeah.
I'm going.
Right.
Like,
Like-
I know.
Like now that we like know that we work well together, like you can't fire me. I'm
Exactly.
I'm just gonna fucking show up.
Yeah, I literally can't fire you, dude. I don't know anyone who does better graphic design work than you, so you're fucking lucky.
Hey.
That's actually real. I'm not lying on that. I
That's
think
cool.
you do really good. I think your graphic design is like really top notch.
Thank you.
Like it's like I never have anything to say about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fucking right. It's good.
Yeah, because there's rules. You know, you have to kind of learn the rules in order to break them. You know, same thing with photography. Like you learn how to create good lighting and like a good aesthetic, and then you do it your own way, kind of. You know, so and plus like I was explaining since I do kind of like intuitive art. I feel like whenever I'm like working with somebody design wise, I kind of like tap into like this other part of myself that like sees what they're trying to create, and it helps me like download it and create it. You know, so like the interesting part about it is like I can't work with everybody. Is what I've learned. Like when I'm designing, it has to be, or creating in general, I think it has to kind of align with my heart and like what I believe in truth in order for me to create my best stuff, you know? When I was working at Team Velocity, or shit, I don't even know if I should say the name, but the place, the design firm I first got a job at, like we were basically doing the same thing every day. We were doing ODAs, like online ad displays. We worked for 80% of the car dealerships in the U.S., so it was all kind of like very boxy work. Like you'd go in and do the same sort of thing every day. And like I just got to a point where I was literally like plateauing. And like I experienced in my creative space, like just doing art, that I always grow. You always keep growing. But like I was plateauing and I was like, what the hell? Like, what is this? Like I just can't create. I can't pull from nothing. You know, when there's nothing, when you're trying to sell nothing.
Well, I think what you're saying too speaks to like a lot of creatives who have graphic design jobs get into, because I was dating a girl who was a graphic designer and she would tell me about the work she had to do, and I was like, that's not very creative at all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's very similar to what that agency's work. Because she would tell me the shit she would do, and I'm like, that sounds fucking soul draining. Like that sounds like work. That's not creative work.
Yes.
You just know how to work Photoshop.
Yeah, exactly. They turn you into robots because the whole place is functioning as, a corporation. They're not functioning as a creative agency. Once again, creation is alienation. It's stepping out of the normal in order to become something more, ascend out of humanity. But we're creating ads for humans, so we can't be creative. We have to be direct.
Yeah,
So
because you
they're-
have to address the
right.
most basic of understandings.
Exactly. And like you're working with so many people, by like the creative creates the piece, and then the people who are approving it aren't creatives. So they're just like checking things off, changing things. And the next thing you know, it's like whatever you created is like Frankenstein. and the shit's just getting sent out. And
Yeah,
the
because
shit
it
doesn't
just
work.
like meets the guidelines or something,
Right.
and it's just like, okay, it's good enough. It's
Yeah.
done.
Like the wordage, everything, I'm telling you, to the color, to the tones, and you're just like, dog, this doesn't matter.
Really?
stop
It's like
picking it.
that?
Yeah, and honestly, I think people who aren't at that state of creativity where it can just be a flow of a river, like, well, as human beings, we are just creative in general. And like when you don't have that flow, you nitpick until you have nothing. You know, like these people aren't creating their life dreams. They're just trying to go in, check in, just do their job and then leave. You know, so like their opinion is what matters versus like fate and things that are so much bigger.
Yeah, because they're just
know?
trying to satisfy the customer. It's so funny how it's
Exactly,
like
yeah.
a creative job like graphic design is now turned into like a very machine-like thing. That's
Yeah.
like this color here and this, not enough padding, and all of a sudden it's just
Right.
like, at what point did my just interpretation of this come into play? Oh, not at all? Okay.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, I'm not shitting on it because I personally love like communicating sale points through design. You know, I enjoy it. But
But you're at a
you know,
place now.
I'm
You're
elevated,
yeah.
you know. I'm like I can see kind of above it and I'm just like, guys, there's like a way better way. Like imagine if you were walking down the street and making real connections with people, you know, instead of just like creating these like
It makes me want to like hand out flyers on the street tomorrow.
yeah. I mean, shit, we could.
I have a bunch. Yeah, I honestly could. You know, it just makes me think that like if I saw someone doing what we were doing, I would feel compelled to go unless I couldn't.
Right.
Because I'd be like, damn, these people are just really trying to create something that
Yeah.
looks tight, that it shows off them and is an experience. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if I saw some distance, I'd be like, fuck yeah, like I want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, like they're trying, like they're trying to put themselves on, and we're trying
Yeah.
to put ourselves on because
We are the main investors.
yeah,
you
like
know?
if this is successful, we can go and do more things like this. Like
Yeah.
we're not just gonna go buy a bunch of Vespas unless like 600 people come. Then like yeah, I'm gonna buy a fucking Vespa. But like any money I make is going back into myself and back into creating the next event.
Right.
You know, and so it's like if someone saw this, I feel like it'd be like, oh, this is so unordinary. I want to go to this.
Right.
Which is
yeah.
why it's like you spend money on marketing that isn't just on Instagram because people who don't know you need to see this and maybe figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, it's just so telling about who really fucks with you, about who's there.
That's real.
Because if someone's willing to give, and we're charging $10, you know, someone's willing to give $10 of their hard-earned money to
Yeah.
come and support you, like it means.
It means so
it means so
much.
much. So it says
Yeah.
something to me that when someone else has an event, I need to be there
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
build with them.
Right. That's
Bec-
exactly right.
Because it means so much to show up for someone and like
Which is why you're a good team player, team member, you know? And like a lot of people just don't even know how to be a team player,
no.
you know? But yeah, like supporting the fucking arts, man. Like being there.
Pass,
Your physical
pass
body.
our bottle over here. I don't
Yeah.
know what he's drinking. I like what we're drinking.
True.
No, I do. I think that's very important too, man. I think I see something there. Yeah, man. God, dude. What's on your mind now? Like, what are you thinking about? Like, what's
Actually, I'm very excited for the show. I'm pretty relaxed. For the first time, I feel like this is like the first show I've ever done where like I'm the most relaxed before. Like usually I experience like my body going into like some weird type of like nervous mode, you know, but like I'm chilling. Like
probably because
excited.
I'm here to like take the other half. Be like, oh, he just didn't do a good job. Fuck that guy. He just doesn't know what he's doing. Like
No, I'm excited because the body of work that we have is solid. You
yeah,
know?
I really believe in it.
Like I'm not really focused on the thing is I've had shows and the work was amazing. I put a lot of work into like the pieces that I showed, and I had like the 6 friends that like helped me put up the artwork were the only people who came, you know? So like
Damn.
I've had that experience before, and I know that like it doesn't matter how many people fucking come. Like if people do come and you have good conversations and like they enjoy the artwork, I mean, obviously we want to have people come out, you know, but like I'm just looking forward to talking to the people, and I just hope that they receive it correctly. And
Yeah,
You know.
that's the thing we don't know is how people are going to receive
I
the
know.
show, and it's
Yeah.
something that I've flip flopped on. Like I'm like, oh, it's bad. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's
It's
bad.
like edgy. You
It's
know?
very edgy.
It's balance.
It's
Is
art.
what it is.
It's art. It's
Yeah.
something that's gonna make you feel a certain way. You're either gonna
Right.
love it or feel like, what the fuck.
Yeah.
Like if your brother died in a school shooting, you're probably not gonna like this shit.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're open minded, then you might like this shit. Mm-hmm. But we didn't even go that way with it. I feel like talking about it, people think it's all
right,
about school shootings,
exactly.
which it's not.
Exactly. Well, I think that's the thing I want to try to create. Like even the welcome piece that kind of describes what the show is about is like the show is using the medium of school shootings, but nobody's saying anything about it.
Yeah, we're not mentioning it at all. No one
That's
wants to
fucking
mention
crazy
it.
because that's what's happening in real life. This
Yeah.
shit's fucking happening. Nobody's saying anything, but nobody's doing anything about it.
Mm.
You know, so it's like it's just reality. You're looking at reality. Like, what are you gonna do? You know, and it's cool because I also was thinking about like these creative spaces are where these like kids get these ideas. You know, because they want to create a reality.
Yeah.
They want to create this reality where, you know, I mean, it's, you know, it's like it's dark and like alienated and kind of like depressing, but like that was something they created. And like we are just finding out all the fucked up shit that's going on the planet. Like it's only going to get worse, you know? So like, I think it's our duty to show people that like these creative spaces in our heads are more than just like imagination. It's another world. You know, like when you want to take your mask off and you have your awakening and you're just like, I don't even want to be on Earth anymore. Most people just kill themselves. But it's like, you can have that mindset, but also bring the knowledge from that awakening to the people and find people who feel the same way, you know, and just like expressing how you feel. Like really expressing that shit like is scary because you don't know how the other person's going to feel. It's like telling somebody you love them. But like
That's such a crazy thing to tell someone you love them if they've never said it to you before. Like that's such a weird feeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Really vulnerable.
Exactly.
We're being kind of vulnerable for this too.
We are, and I think that's the point.
Like we're
It's just
displaying
like, we
a
don't
lot of
know-
vulnerabilities. We don't know if like
Yeah.
who's planning on coming. We don't know
Yeah.
who's seen the ads. We don't know who's told who. We don't know who maybe just kind of took a screenshot of it and is just planning on coming. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and I think that's worth the mention. You know, and I think I'm going to mention at the show is like we came here hoping that like what we felt like in our hearts we needed to say, we needed to create this, you know, whether we knew what the message was or not. Like we can all live this way where we just bring out our truths, and this event went well. So, you know, like how bad could it be if you know, created your actual fate or like really created something in your life that was just for you?
yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, this is a huge invest on ourselves. Like we're betting on ourselves on this. Like which I think
Exactly.
is the best thing.
This is the smartest way I've bet on myself.
Like we're really betting on
Yeah.
ourselves.
Well,
Like,
the thing is, I've done it before with no. Like the thing is, this is planned. Like it fit in the budget. I made it work. Like, you know, if we take a loss, then it's not too bad because at least I had a show. But like when I left my job, I literally had no plan. You know, and like,
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'll be fucked if this doesn't work out.
right? That's what I'm saying.
I'll actually be fucked.
Like,
Like,
I'm gonna
I'll
be
be like, hey, I'll be like,
Scrooge.
hey, mom, I got to borrow some money though. Like, I'm gonna be fucked if this shit doesn't work out. I'm not gonna. I all my shit that I have, I was like, all right, like I feel like it's worth it. Like I feel like this is when you bet. This is that moment in life when you bet on when you bet the house.
Bet on it.
In every great person's life, they bet the house.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking betting the house
they bet
on
the
this.
house. The
But-
wife's mad.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've betted it all on this, and whether or not people want to show up or not. I mean, also we're doing it at a time where it didn't really dawn on me where people are traveling,
I know.
which didn't dawn on me until this week when someone was like, "I'm going out of town, Bruce," and I was like, "Oh, you're right." But the whole time I was thinking from
When are you going out of town?
no, someone told me that,
Oh shit!
but I was thinking from the optimistic viewpoint of
Everybody's gonna be in town.
everyone's going to be in town and they've got money to spend for Christmas. So if you're in town, you got nothing better to do because
Yeah.
no one would dare to throw an event. There's no other events that night.
Right.
Well,
True.
Wait. No, there's not. I mean, my buddy's having like a little function, but it's not an event.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no other events because no one's
Yeah.
that ballsy enough to throw it that close to
Right.
Christmas.
I'm just hoping there's like some random like group of kids who just like come through. They're on a trip from Vermont, and they're checking out DC, and they're just like, damn, there's a art event tonight. Maybe we should go.
Bro, my ads are doing work right now.
One of the dopest shows I experienced was it was a good friend Suleiman. I think you know him. He went to Woodbridge High School, but it was him and Teron Porter, and they were having this show out in DC, and we invited people. We did like the shit we needed to do. We did the marketing slightly and whatnot, and luckily there was just this bus of kids who came in from I think it might have been Georgetown or something.
Whoa.
But it was like 20 kids who literally came in and just like made the place packed. It was packed from front to back.
Sick.
They were playing live, like you had Slayman in the front shredding. You had people singing the words of the song that they didn't even know. And I was like sitting there projecting like animations on the wall and shit.
That's so crazy.
It was dope, man.
That was so unexpected, though.
It
How do you think
was.
they found out about it?
I don't know. And they just showed up, So like, I'm really hoping that something similar kind of happens.
I feel like we've put so much out there that something has to, like, dude,
It has to.
I've been at so many fucking events. I've invited like 40-year-old moms to this shit, and they literally told me like, I'm gonna go.
That's amazing.
And you don't know who they've told.
No,
and
'cause those
everyone
are the
always brings
people
one
who-
person.
Those are going to be the people who actually understand what we're trying to say.
Okay, check this out. So this is just the one ad. I had the other ad through Facebook Ads Manager. This is like a promoted post. I spent $5 for 4 days, so a $20 budget over a lifetime.
Nice.
And it's still running. It'll be running until like 1 p.m. of our show. 1,800 people reached. 70% weren't following me. 67 came from my promotions percentages. I spent $11 on it.
And this is a video.
And this was just like a video plug. 18 comments, 60 likes, 1 saved post. And that's just a video. Like I don't have access
But
to
still, one person saved it. That's cool.
The age is 25 to 34 dominantly, and I targeted all people in Washington, D.C.
That's amazing. Yeah, and if you are creative and you haven't created ads, or you don't think it's cool to create ads, like, it comes with data, and you actually learn what your work can apply to.
Dude, I targeted people interested in art galleries and contemporary art. I'm pretty sure is what I targeted. Now I know that they're 64% women. They're between ages of 25 and 35, like 70%.
Wow.
But the thing is that, like, how many times have you seen an ad and you just maybe screenshot it or you just wrote it down? You didn't like interact with it. I've done that plenty of times. I've done plenty of art shows just off of that. So you don't know who those 1,800 people are.
Right, exactly.
If 1,800 people came to our show, we'd have to shut the shit down.
Nuts. If we had 300 people who came, we would have to shut it down.
No, we wouldn't. It's a big spot.
If we had 500 people who came, we'd have to shut it
No,
down.
I think that place could hold like 600 or 700.
If we had 800 people come through, we'd have to shut it down.
Just wouldn't let people in. And that'd be a great problem. Dude, you want to know what stresses me out the most?
What?
Is the front door, the front desk.
I
The front door.
know.
I have a friend.
Is this
who-
going out before or after the show?
I don't know. I have.
If this is before, we need you.
I don't know if I'll have time to push this out before.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I will either.
Okay, so disregard that.
Yeah, maybe not. We'll see. My friend said she would do the first hour of the door. I had someone else say they'd do it a little bit more. But I don't like.
I'll go up there.
I'll do it too. I don't give
yeah.
a shit. But
Right, that's what I'm
we
saying.
can't be
I
doing
know,
that. We
because we
have.
gotta be
But we just
inside, yeah.
I just need solid people to like.
It's like if we don't have somebody do the door, and we have to do it, we have to get somebody to be inside and manage.
I mean, it's not that hard just to say, hey, here's the Venmo, here's a guest list.
Right.
Oh, you want to pay here? Sure, give me your card. I'll swipe it.
Honestly, I'm thinking
It's
by
really
the time
quite
we
brain
get
dead.
around to doing it, it would probably be closer to like 9:30, 10. So like after the main wave of people.
No, people are going to come at 9:30, 10.
True.
Everyone's coming between 9 and 10:30. That is exactly when everyone's coming. No one's coming between 7 and 8.
Interesting. All right, we're gonna put some money down on this.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I'm kidding.
I'm telling you. If someone comes at 7, they're a fucking loser. Like everyone.
What?
Everyone
No,
comes.
they're not. They're like a really good friend.
Okay, yeah, it's true. Actually, my really good friends probably come at 7, and family maybe.
Yeah.
But like family leaves at like 10 on purpose. You know, family like leaves at 10 because they know it's gonna turn
they
up.
know it's good.
Because at 10 we're turning the lights down and we're gonna pump the shit up. Because at 11 we gotta shut it down. Like
Yeah.
we have to shut the volume down a little bit.
Yeah.
So at 10 I want to like we're gonna play that. We're gonna like see how we can manipulate the lights. See Sergey's lights.
Yeah.
So he'll be there tomorrow to help us set up. because I want to turn that shit into like a dark, where it's just spotlights on the art,
Yep.
the bar,
Yep.
and then
Everywhere else, it's just like you don't even know who
it's
you're
just,
looking at.
Yeah, it's just dark.
You could be looking at a guy and you think it's a girl.
Yeah, facts. I want to be some gay shit. Some mad gay shit. Well, like I think, yeah.
No, but that's definitely a vibe. Like I don't know. I see events going down in New York, and that's like definitely the vibe. I just think it's cool that we're creating events that kind of go down in New York.
Well, what happens at New York events, dude? Tell me about that, because
Man.
you've been there for quite some time. So tell me how like a New
Yeah.
York art event, or how are they running things?
So it's just raw, you know. For the most part, it feels raw. I feel like there's kind of like this line between like really nice places and like good art and like $2,000 and up, and then there's like $2,000 in town, and just real experiences, real people. Like, and the thing is, in New York, everybody's doing something. So like you could stop and talk to anybody, and you'd probably find something in common with them. And I think that's what's really cool about the art shows is like the people who go are like people you could network with. You could meet your best friend. Like anything could literally happen from an art show. So I think it's less pressure on the pieces, and it's more like there's more energy in the space and the people that kind of go, you know. And like in DC, I feel like like a lot of events still really try to focus on the art instead of the event itself.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we're not going to do the work. We're just going to like allow artists to give us money and then fill up some space because we have money to buy this space, and they can rent it out, you know, broken up. And that just doesn't
So in New
work.
York, are you saying it's more about the experience in New York?
Yes.
Like they try
I
to
think
make
it's more
it
about the experience. It's more about the people. It's like, yeah, it's more about the people that are behind it than just the art and the event, you know, because everything there is experiencing. Like you walk down the street, you could just walk down Manhattan and
That sounds
takes
so cool.
long. But walk in Manhattan and literally like watch a movie. Like you would just be entertained. It's hilarious. Like the funniest shit goes down.
Yeah, like everyone's
And the saddest stuff. Like you could see something really funny and then like some hobo like seriously super broke and is like singing like from like the most desperate place in their heart. And you're just like, dog, I can't help you. You know?
Damn, I know. I see it all the time.
But it's a movie. Like New York is crazy. But it's also overrated. It's like
You think it's overrated?
yes, because not in the sense that like New York is an amazing, magical place that has a life of its own, but like living there, it feels exactly the same as living here.
I think it's so funny. Like we always
You know.
feel like there's like this magical sauce to living somewhere, but I feel like I would feel the same as I do now living
It's
in New York.
psychological.
It is very psychological. It's our perceptions of things.
Yeah. Like being there, like I was outside more when I was here. You know.
It's probably more invigorating to be outside around here. It's easier. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
More
Like
trees.
I know. I actually miss nature. Like that's where I spent a lot of time, you know, like creating and stuff. And I have to find like little parks, and it makes it kind of fun because I have to like search and like explore and stuff. But at the same time, everybody's like doing their own thing. Everybody's working during the day, and
No,
you
you're
know, I'm
so
just trying
right,
to find
dude.
my vibe, my flow.
We are creating like a different experience where you don't have to be focused on the art. You could be focused on drinking. You could be focused on like a good date night.
Right.
Like if I was going on a date, it's a perfect date night.
Exactly.
Like there's gonna be music.
It's not going to be wild, but it's going to be.
And
a
the
good
thing that I
time.
think is beautiful about the music being different is that since it is its own entity, you can't project your expectations on it.
That's exactly
it-
right. You have no way to like judge it.
So it is what it is. As long as it's good, it is
Yeah.
what it is. And it's like we're giving you facilities to express yourself. And I just want people talking to people,
Yeah,
engaging. I don't give a fuck if you're looking at the art. Buy some merch, buy a drink. If you paid your ticket to get in, you've already done. As
I
much as I-
care if you look at the art. So look at.
Actually, I do care if you look there. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to look at their art. But like, I mean, that's what people are there. But like, yeah, it's so much more than that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a whole fucking event. Like,
Yeah, holding space.
like you need like
Holding
an hour or two
space,
just to
literally.
You need like an hour or two just to enjoy the event. Like honestly, like,
Yeah.
an hour wouldn't do you justice there because you'll spend 30 minutes getting a drink,
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes looking at the art, 20 minutes looking at merch, 20 minutes watching our video, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
engaging with the wall, engaging with random hot girls and hot guys you're gonna see. So it's like, like you need like a solid 2 hours. So coming at 8
Yeah.
or 9, you have to enjoy it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the people who do come at 7 aren't losers. They're actually just really prepared.
It's all right. They won't hear this. But you should never come to an event when it starts.
And if they do, it's too late.
Yeah. It's too late if you hear this. If you came at 7, you're stupid. I'm probably still setting up. Nah, but it's cool, dude. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is really cool. And the funniest part about all of this, and like the jokes between me and you, it's Bruce isn't in this, because when you came to our house to do your the Seed episode, he was on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why don't we do a show together? And you were just like, nah, man, like you gotta try to do it on your own. Like you gotta do your own thing.
I said that?
Yeah.
Damn, I remember this.
And I was like looking back, I'm like, that's some bad advice, man. It's like, I'm totally kidding. But anyways,
No, you're not kidding, because there was something to that, because I had done a show already at that point and you hadn't, at least to the scale that I thought I was at that point. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I feel like you need to experience it yourself.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we could work together. I didn't know your art. I didn't know you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah.
No, it ended up working out. And like, I think that was me just asking for help, because back then I was really trying to do everything myself. I wasn't asking for any help at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was before I was like actually successful at freelancing and like working with clients, Or, I mean, I was making money, but I didn't have anything consistent. It was all random jobs, But and I think that might have even been like, I don't know, like 6 months before.
Yeah, it was. It was quite some time before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was like, yeah, that's a whole different thing. Fuck, that's so long ago.
Yeah, but it's just crazy how like our not only our friendship but our business partnership has kind of like transpired. Like you don't really have to control anything. Like what's obvious will kind of like show it.
Yeah, there's been no friction working with you. It's been really nice and chill. Like there's plenty of people who have been tons of friction. Like I was like, fuck, I don't like.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't speak on it publicly, but like
Right. No,
there's some people we've been working with who just piss me the fuck off. And you know what's funny?
It's ego.
Is the
Ego,
original DJ that I wanted? Oh fuck. The original DJ that I wanted told me she could actually do it because her original plans got canceled.
Wow. Be like, came out too late, Gert.
I'm like at that point I'm like, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I'm dedicated. Like you missed the boat. Hope you come.
Yeah. I know, right? Yeah. You might get a set, maybe 15 minutes. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's up to them. I don't know. Look, honestly,
I mean, I'm a music lover. I'm actually really excited to hear the music.
yeah, I really hope it doesn't suck. If I just hear for 4 fucking hours, I'm gonna fucking punch him.
No, but that's the beautiful part. I feel like people who like DJ with house music really understand that like at the end of the day, it's the same sound. But how can you make it interesting?
You know what I think's gonna happen?
What?
I don't think they're prepared for this.
Oh, true.
So this is my predictions. I don't think they've ever DJ'd like this before. I think they've only DJ'd their club stuff where they get like an hour slot or 2 hour slot. They got to play 4 hours.
Wow.
And I don't, in my mind, since I've been a DJ, I know how it goes. The first 2 hours, you just play some shit front to back.
Yeah.
Easy tunes. But the last 2 hours, you're really mixing.
Yeah.
And there's 2 of them too. So it's not like there's one person playing 4 hours.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I think what's going to happen is that when you're DJing, you're really sensitive to how people are interacting. And like we're making the music an important part.
Exactly.
So I think they're going to be there and they're going to start vibing, being like,
they're going to have to shape too.
they're going to shape to the audiences. They're going to start being, they're going to feel the energy and be like, ooh, she stopped dancing. He stopped dancing.
Yep.
This isn't working. Like, I think
that's the real deal.
Yeah. And so I think I'm worried that they're going to freak out, but like at the same time, I love that I don't have to worry about it. Cause I'm just like, you know what? I just want to give some of the creative freedom. Like, look, you do you. I trust you. Whatever you want to do is fine.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And this is just their professionalism,
Yeah.
If they can take it on and do it, then that shit's dope.
I mean, fuck, I'll play some Soul Action. I don't give a fuck.
I know.
Anyways, we should wrap this up because we do have to go pick up the shirts and we're probably already late as fuck to do that. So we might not be able to do it today. To be completely honest, like looking at the time frame because it's fucking...
What time is it?
8:30.
Oh, wow.
And I told her we'd pick it up at 9.
True.
Ish. But it's like waiting for us. It's not like that. She's like, it's like at a dance studio or some weird shit.
Oh, true. Okay.
It's only like 20 minutes away.
Also, closing before we end the last section.
Yeah, take our time. Closing notes.
I would personally like to thank all of the people who have you know
Oh yeah, because
joined
this
in.
is afterwards, I think, right? We should
Yes.
think about this. There's no way I'm gonna get this out before Friday. Let's think about this as afterwards. Yeah.
I would personally like to thank every single person, Sergey, Dana,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Illegal Mezcal,
Yeah.
Emmett from Pack Social,
Yeah.
and Bruce. You know, this was such an amazing experience, and it just wouldn't have happened without all of these amazing souls and people. So yeah, just really
Yeah. It wouldn't have happened without all of this coming into both of our lives.
yeah, and like us keeping our egos low, just like really feeling out what we want to do, and like I think we have similar goals.
Yeah.
You know, and we have a respect for each other and just for life. I feel like that you know, that carries us where we need to go.
Dude, big facts, man. Cheers, man. I love
Yeah.
you. Dude,
Cheers to
I
that.
love you, Trent.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, you're a good ass, dude. I'll know you for the rest of my life.
Appreciate that.
I guess in closing,
Yeah.
because this is after the fucking exhibition. If you've listened this far, and you
if you've gotten through
and you went to the show, or you didn't go to the show and you've listened to us talk
somebody's
shit.
somebody went to the show. They're checking out this episode, and it's like, damn, like
Yeah, like, oh, it didn't work out or it did work out, right? I just want to say, like, I can't speak about how it's going to go. I'm going to say, like, all the players in the show, you, the DJ Sergey and Hot Dana, and we were talking about them, but I love those guys. Sergey is such a good friend. Dana is a beautiful person, too. They're all great. I know they're going to do a great job. Emmett from Pack Social working with us. The sponsors league, literally the same fucking things you just said. Yeah, it's cool to see all this come together.
yeah.
I hope that you went and you enjoyed and you tell me how you feel. And I hope that I can make a YouTube video from it. And I hope you keep supporting everything that we do. Wow, that's a big ask. But like,
No, I don't think it is. I mean, like moving forward, I mean, we're gonna make some dope events.
Yeah,
So
dude.
if anything, it's like on you. Like if you don't come, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah, I want to make people feel like they
Like
missed out.
we're blowing up. We're doing cool shit. You know.
2020, baby.
2020 is the year. It's the year for real. It really is. Like
No,
I feel it.
Okay, so like if this was, it's so hard to speak after an event because I don't know how I feel after the event.
I know, right?
But I just want to say that like, you know, let me just say this now. I want to speak this into existence. I hope more than 200 people come. I hope we sell out of all the merch. I hope a lot of drinks are sold because we make money off that shit too. It's funny because we haven't said that we haven't planned on any of the art selling.
Mm-hmm.
But if one piece sells, I will be fucking surprised.
I know.
And I would sell for like $20.
No, we're not selling for 20.
Okay, we're not selling for like 200.
All right, I'm gonna have to hold this together.
Yeah.
It's like-
okay. We're not selling for that cheap, but like,
No, but if a piece sells, it'll just be
That
on
would be
top because
incredible.
we base this show around the artwork. So it's the artwork kind of like set aside. Like we're not really relying on the art to sell
Yeah.
in order to make our return. So it's sort of like, Golf Wang or Tyler the Creator who has an income from his clothing Golf Wang, whatever he makes. So he doesn't have to worry about taking risks in what he's saying in his art, because he's modeled it differently. And I think that's what we did. We wanted to model it so we could say what we wanted. We could create what we wanted.
yeah.
But ultimately, anybody can like really connect to it. So
Yeah, we kind of flipped the model on its head. But anyways,
Yeah.
literally, Henry just texted me. He said, "All right, bro, frame is all cut and ready for assembly. Can I come over tomorrow to assemble?"
Can we show them? We gotta show them on them.
Show them what?
Cam, the text.
Dude, I'm way too far away. There's
in.
literally just in. My
Just
buddy who made the frame for our centerpiece
Yes.
just texted me, said it's complete. So guys,
That's incredible.
that's it. I hope you come. That's the angle. Peace out. See you in 2020 because this is the last one I'm doing of 2019. Ooh, this is the last podcast of 2020.
On the last podcast.
Yeah, you literally are.
That's big.
Wow, dude.
That's
hey,
dope.
I will see you guys in 2020.
Hey, cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
for being here. If you made it this far, I like applause to you. I wish I could come to your house and give you a back massage.
Yo,
but
if you
that'd
made it
probably
this
be
far,
weird.
follow us on Instagram and I will literally follow you in like all your photos back. DM me and tell me that you
Yes.
got this far.
Yeah.
And I will literally shoot your mom a DM.
Yep.
Wait, what? All right, guys, that's it. The single piece.